Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lakeside Fantasy Football Podcast, where we think it is episode 12. We don't have the answers, but neither do the experts. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, no, not bad. Had a heartbreaking
Thanks.
loss this
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
How many points?
I think 3. And I was going into the game with, like Sleeper gives you the percent chance. I believe
Yeah.
it was like 80. I had the Chargers
Fuck.
defense left, and the other guy had um, Austin Eckler and Dustin Hopkins, the kicker.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this. Yeah, that's rough.
didn't end well for me.
Dude, that probably came down to that overtime kick.
It
Like,
was at the end of the fourth quarter. I was still up, and I was like, oh, "Don't go to overtime. They tie it." So I'm like, "Oh well." I mean, and then right at the end of the fourth quarter, um, Justin Herbert just 3 checkdowns to Austin Eckler for like
mm,
nothing, but that's
That
3 points,
happens.
and
Three 3 points.
That
Yeah.
would
that
happen.
pushed him over. Uh,
That's
It's
brutal.
always yeah, it's always like the meaningless plays that will decide games.
yeah.
Like those are the plays that obviously they care about, but they're not thinking about at all like these NFL teams. But us as fantasy players are watching that going, no, not to Eckler, don't throw it to Eckler. It's like, oh, that didn't really matter, 0 yards, but to us it matters.
So
Everything
much.
matters. Every play matters.
So much.
Yeah, I remember last season, Najee Harris made most of his points in garbage time, where Roethlisberger would just throw a check down to Najee Harris like 5 times in a row when they're like down by like 30 points or something.
Is that the closest? Like, what's the closest loss you guys have had this season? Like how many points? I think mine was like within 1 point. Like it was point something points.
This season.
I think it was this one that was my closest.
Oh, it was against you, Matt.
It's against me.
Week two, I scored 151.18,
Ooh, yeah.
and you scored 151.52 points.
Oh, yeah.
Point 4 points. Less than 0.4 points was the difference of that one. That one was brutal. And that was the week that I had Derrick Henry, and they just shut him down. Like the
Oh,
Titans
yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
playing the Bills, so they just stopped using Derrick Henry after like the third quarter. And if they would have just ran him like 1 to 2 more times, like that, it's just little things like that where it's like,
Oh, yeah. I remember that game too, because I remember the Eagles went off to such a hot start in the first half, and then the second half did absolutely nothing. I'm like, really? You're not going to get me at least one more point?
that's like kind of an odd like. Now,
And then
now we're kind
Jake,
of going into Eagles talk, but that's like an odd observation I've made because this last week against the Cowboys, it's so weird. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but they threw up like stats, and the Eagles' point differential in the second quarter is like the highest in NFL history. Like it's insane. Like
yeah, I saw
their second
that.
quarter is crazy good, and then they stall like fourth quarter, but they scored so many points to that point that like they get out of it.
Yeah, I've noticed that they just don't like to score in the second half or do much in the second half. I don't really know why.
Yeah, doesn't matter 6-0. They pull it out.
Yeah,
Not
still
worried.
not the best team according to ESPN power rankings.
I know. I saw that. Disrespect. I know the Bills
I,
are good. I know they just
I
beat the Chiefs, and it was really exciting, and it was like the last, it was a game-winning drive, and like that's fun and everything. But I mean, come on, 6-0. Some respect, at least for now.
I mean, I'd probably have the Bills over the Eagles too.
No,
It's just, I mean, I can't get behind the Eagles schedule and be like, yeah, that was a
I know.
tough schedule.
That's the only thing that like I do understand that argument because we do have an easier schedule. then I'm not sure who the Bills have played to this point, but just the few matchups I do know of, I think the Bills have had a harder schedule to this moment. But the Eagles just look so dominant, though. And I mean, like the Eagles are playing in the NFC East, and the NFC East is just kind of good now, which is weird. I don't know. I'm biased, but I'd go Eagles number one, Bills number 2. But I'm biased, so. Also, I gotta put my face cam up. There we go.
There it is. I knew it was a cheesehead.
This thing hurts my. It's giving me a headache, but I'm gonna wear it anyways. It's really heavy.
There's something wrong with that picture.
Yeah.
Wearing an Eagle sweatshirt, wearing a cheesehead. You see Sauce Gardner? He was wearing the cheese head out of the stadium, and then Alan Lazard came by and knocked it off his head.
Yeah. Trying to bring up these scores. It's week 6. We were at week 6. Yeah.
I guess since we're on the topic of the Eagles, well, they have a bye week this week, I think, right?
Yeah, the Eagles and Bills have bye weeks next week, which is big. There's a few other teams that have bye weeks, I think, too, that I'm blanking on. But I forget which league it is, but I'm feeling it with bye weeks this week. I think it's the Dynasty League.
Yeah, I got Hurts and Brown on bye. Just gonna hurt.
The Vikings are on bye also.
Yeah, it's a big week of byes. I think the Raiders are on bye too.
They had bye last week. They were good.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
they did.
Since we just said Raiders, it made me think Devontae Adams. Do you guys see that he has a court date in November?
I heard something about that, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna affect, I'm just thinking fantasy wise, I don't think that whole situation is gonna affect his availability short term. It'll be a long term kind of thing. Maybe towards your playoff time, back half of the season, just because I think that the plan was they're gonna wait to see the outcome of that court case, which is kind of weird. I mean, they have so many angles of what happened. So I feel like they should, if they're gonna discipline, I feel like they should discipline based on the evidence they have, right? I don't know.
I mean, what information do they need to decide what kind of discipline? I feel like they just gonna wait and see what the legal process does. So then they, I don't know, do something that reflects the punishment from that process. I don't know.
But doesn't that just highlight more inconsistencies in the NFL discipline process? Honestly,
yeah,
if they don't
absolutely.
If they don't have policies and procedures in place for that, okay, this player has done this, and this is the typical response by the league. It's I don't know. Now it's just a delay thing. They're just delaying their punishment based on that, the outcome of that. I don't know.
Yeah, they only care about the public opinion,
perception. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Guess we already saw an assault case and how that was being carried out with Alvin Kamara, how it's kind of getting drawn out, and I guess it's a similar thing.
Yeah, it is. And how many instances can you find in the league where the punishment is quick, and what were they being punished for, kind of thing,
Only if they're smoking weed.
But I mean, it's
poor Josh Gordon.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see I thought that Devontae would get a swift suspension or something, just because this is a very interesting instance where they literally have so much evidence. It's just documented. They have every angle. They know exactly what happened. Everyone in the world saw it. We all know what happened, but they're still gonna delay it and wait for the outcome of that. Does it matter how injured the man was? What is it? You know what I mean? You know what the action was. Does it really matter what the result was? I guess. I don't know. Now we're getting pretty deep for a fantasy football podcast. We're just thinking through that.
I just say 2-game suspension, be done with it.
Yeah, move on. Yeah, I agree. Rather than draw it out. I mean, yeah.
Maybe it looked bad on the league when, the charges are, completed and everything, and then he doesn't get something right then and there. Instead of like doing it now and then later, it's like, oh, now he's being charged with this, or
It's
it's like
true.
you'd probably rather do it when that news comes out. But yeah, I mean, it's concerning if you're Devonte Adams owner, all the uncertainty about it, especially if it's something that's going to be down towards the playoffs. Um, what do you guys
Yeah.
think?
I
What
mean,
would you
yeah.
do if you owned him?
I, I think it depends on like where your team's at. Thank you for reeling us back into fantasy right there. That was smooth. That was real smooth. Um, but like I feel like it depends where your team's at, because like I don't know. It's like a tough one because like you spent a first or second round pick on Devonte Adams.
If you can
You need to
get
help now.
first,
I feel like you stick with Devonte, right? Because his value took a hit with that.
well, if you could still get like first or second round talent in return for Devontae Adams, are you shipping him out?
Yes, but I don't think you can right now.
Okay.
I don't think you can. Just because like what's his ranking? Like, where is he at? This is an interesting player study right here.
I think he ought to be top 15 at least.
Top 15 though. I mean, he's eight. He's eight, and he's eight in PPR, five in standard. So maybe you could get a first or second round pick, like player for him. Uh, you're
That's what I'm
kind of
saying.
yeah. I mean, if you're not comfortable with that gamble, because like how bad would it suck if you lose Devonte Adams week 14, 15, like by the time this is all said and done, but they still want to discipline him, like that's huge. That's potentially like that could lose you your league. Like that is a big deal. I It's so tough. It's such a tough one. I think if you need the help now, you keep him because he's gonna stick around probably. If they're delaying whatever they're gonna do, so he could be that boost for your team. Unless you can find adequate value for him. Uh, if you're in a good spot and you have a really strong team, maybe you want to ship him just to pad yourself down the stretch. I don't know. That's a really tough one because I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, definitely not chipping him out for less than first or second round talent.
No,
Uh,
I'd rather ride the wave.
Yeah.
kind of a situation where you're throwing out the trade um, proposals and not really, listening to other people trying to lower his value.
Right.
See if anyone takes, Devontae for first round talent.
Like trading Devontae for Debo straight up.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that all day. I would do that because I view them as having similar value.
Mm-hmm. Debo's ranked number 11 in both
Yeah,
PPR and standard.
yeah.
And I feel like Debo is going to be a bit more consistent for the season.
I don't know. I'm looking at the targets for. I like the targets Devonte Adams gets, and like the touchdowns Devonte Adams gets is crazy too. Like he has 5 touchdowns in the year already.
Yeah, he's a touchdown monster.
Yeah, tough. That's tough. I feel for you, Devonte Adams fans or owners. I feel for you.
What's another big storyline?
I'm gonna look at the scores. Go from there. Giants just keep winning. They beat the Ravens, which is insane.
Yeah, I'd hate to be a Ravens fan this year
Yeah, I would
because
too.
I think they've had like multiple fourth quarter leads this season and have just like blew all those leads.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess this is semi-interesting. Kenyon Drake rushing for over 100 yards off
Yeah,
10
he looked
carries and a touchdown.
real good. Like I watched the NFL like highlights and everything from like most games. He looked really good. And just like, where's J.K. Dobbins at?
Yeah.
I
Well,
you hit the panic button on J.K. Dobbins yet? I think everyone else is, right?
yeah. Well, he got taken out of the game early because they were worried about his knee injury. They said
Okay.
his knee tightened up, so they took him out, and then Kenyon Drake made the most of his carries.
That's
So,
still
yep,
concerning to me. Like
yeah,
injury, just because like he's just I feel like J.K. Dobbins has just been injured for so long. It just begs the question: is he gonna be one of those players where he's just injured often?
could very well be. I don't know what you could get in return for J.K. Dobbins right
Yeah,
now.
you're stuck. You're totally stuck. There's hardly any. There's no debate to be had here. I mean,
Yeah,
unless you want to buy low, but I don't know if I'd recommend that right now.
yeah.
You're thinking. I see the wheels turning there.
You only buy low if they're willing to sell low.
Yeah, but would
Like,
you buy low on J.K. Dobbins? I don't even know if I would right now.
well, depends what I'm giving up. I mean, if I give up like a player like Rashad Bateman or something, then I'd consider it. Because Rashad Bateman's been hurt for the past couple weeks.
Okay.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like Giants are 5-1, Ravens are 3-3. Like, what world are we living in? What's happening?
It's
Uh,
all gonna even out.
I mean, no one on the Giants has more than their leading receiver is 38 yards in this game. 38, and they won.
Like,
Like,
I don't
the stat line
understand.
looks gross every time, and they just keep winning.
That's what.
Wins are wins. I don't know.
Yeah, I think things will make sense at the end of the season.
Yeah, when the Giants are 17-1 or 16-1. You guys see the whole Rams thing going on, where Cam Akers might just not be a Ram soon?
No, I didn't hear about that.
You didn't hear about that? It's
No,
just
what happened?
right before the game, like an hour or two before the game, they just ruled Cam Akers out, and then there was just reports that they're actively pursuing a trade. Like they're like it just sounds like he's just never playing for the Rams ever again.
Buy low.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I don't like what did he do? What happened? It's so odd.
There's probably some frustration in that backfield with Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers, I'm sure.
I guess. I mean, I'm buying low Darrell Henderson now.
Yeah.
No Cam Akers there forever now. Darrell Henderson has looked good when he's had opportunities too. It's just so weird. I don't understand.
Look at all those rushers for the Rams.
Yeah,
What
they're
is it?
spreading it out.
It's eight eight
That's
players.
true. I've I've never seen that many players rushing the ball before. That's a committee if I ever saw one. That's a whole council.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of them are receivers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, most. That's interesting, though. Trying to fill the
Allen
gap
Robinson.
of Cam Akers now.
Yeah, it's a big gap to fill. Allen Robinson having a decent game.
Yeah. I don't trust it. These
Yeah.
Rams just look so
Dysfunctional.
yeah, like what happens? It's it's just like a different. It just feels like a different team from last year. The only one I trust here is Cooper Cup. I don't trust nobody else. Nobody.
Yeah, it's that Super Bowl hangover. I mean, the Bengals were experiencing it for a while, but they just had a really good game from Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Just, I saw the Robbie Anderson
Oh yeah.
confrontation.
That's crazy. Like the fact that he's out of there so fast. He's just out of there. Was he on the Cardinals now, right?
Yeah, yep.
That'll be
Marquise
interesting.
Brown out.
Marquise Brown potentially was missing the entire season now. I don't know if we got official word on that, but
I think I saw 6 games at least.
okay.
It's
Still,
it's not a surgery. Like they don't need to do
okay.
surgery on him.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
He was having a really good year too. I hope
He was having a really good year. Um, but I'm more high on Rondale Moore than I am on Robbie Anderson.
really.
Yeah, in wake of this new injury.
Okay.
Um,
Well, he did get 10 targets last game. He wasn't even on my radar.
yeah, I don't know. I think Rondale Moore's always been like a really good player, and Robbie Anderson's been shaky. Like
Yeah,
he's had a couple good seasons on which team? Is it the Jets?
I think
Yeah.
he's in the right. He's Jets and Panthers.
I think so.
I think so. Don't forget you do have Hop coming back next week.
Well,
So
yeah,
he's gonna be in the
ultimately, yeah, Hop's going to be the guy to have on the receiving core. But in terms of number two, I'm leaning more towards Rondale Moore.
There's still value there too, though. I mean, teams typically just if you have more good receivers than not, I mean that'll help free up the other ones. So maybe a good pickup, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, and DeAndre Hopkins is like a deep threat. Rondale Moore is going to be more of a slot kind of receiver.
Yeah, that's valuable in PPR for sure.
Hmm.
Um, Ertz, I feel like Ertz will continue to play well.
Yeah, Ertz has been one of the most reliable tight ends this
Yeah.
season.
I was slightly worried about his target share decreasing with the return of Hopkins, and then if they just maybe focus more of the target share on Hopkins and Marquise Brown. But with Marquise Brown going down, I'm not losing as much faith in Ertz. I think he'll continue to be consistent, even when all of them were there. I still feel like Ertz would be a pretty decent tight end. I mean, it's tight end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lock. Um,
Dude, how the Steelers beat the Buccaneers?
dude, I don't understand football sometimes.
And Chase Claypool had a crazy good game also.
Yet, this is his one good game. I mean, don't expect this next week.
You're not running out grabbing them.
Mm, personally, on my team, no. No, I'm not.
Oh, that's right. Pickett went down.
Yeah, Pickett got hurt. He's in the concussion protocol, but they're expecting him to play this week.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, because I was going to say, hold on a minute. Maybe we might have Trubisky back.
Yeah.
Of course, Trubisky comes in and does incredible
Yeah.
against the Bucks defense. When I was hoping Tom Brady would get another chance.
You holding strong on Brady? You ride the wave?
I have to. I mean,
Ride the
when they do lose value
Yep.
at other positions.
I mean, I think I've been hearing like people say that the O line is trash now and that Brady can't throw unless he has a perfect O line. So I don't
Yeah.
know that's a main reason, or maybe finally got too old for football. I don't know.
No, no, we can't come to that conclusion. I refuse to believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
Nick 80.
you can, eh, you could have worse players at QB. That, I mean, 14 points isn't awful. Like that isn't like game ruining at all. So
It's serviceable.
yeah.
The ceiling is seeming to be low at the moment,
Hmm.
and it's been consistently low, so that's not encouraging,
Yeah.
especially with a large portion of the receiving core back. Most of them are all back, right?
Except for
Uh, Julio.
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. I kind of
Yeah.
forgot he was there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if that matters much. I think he just is going to be an old man for the rest of the season, just get hurt
Yeah,
every other game. But this
yeah,
was a encouraging game for Chris Godwin.
yeah, for sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
and
I was
injury doesn't seem to be holding him back anymore.
Yeah, I was big on Chris Godwin before the season started because he was such a good value at where he was being drafted, like sixth, seventh round, and when he plays, he's a good player on a good offense, or should be a good offense. So I mean, look at this target. The target share is crazy, 12 targets.
Hmm.
Um, I'm definitely encouraged by Chris Godwin. Like if I had Chris Godwin for the rest of the season, I'd be a happy individual. Hopefully, more good things to come for him, for sure. He needs to get some touchdowns though. You guys like what I told you? I said on Snapchat. I listened to the ESPN. I'm gonna put them on blast. The experts don't have the answers. Um, ESPN. I'm listening to their live. They live stream their podcast, and it's kind of cool. And I was listening to it while I was sitting on my desk. And the one person on there, I don't even know who it was, but the one person on there was bringing up Tyreek Hill, and they're like, "Now I know, Tyreek Hill had 170 yards, or whatever she starts off with that. I know he had 180 yards, but he
That's when
hasn't
I start
scored
tuning out.
exactly. He's like, I know he had 180 yards, but he hasn't scored a touchdown in a while. And I'm like, what is this argument? Like he's
Yeah.
hitting, like you said, 100, almost 180 yards every other game. Do you really care? And like he scored a touchdown like 3 weeks ago. So I was just like, like I said, I don't understand the argument. Like, what are you saying we should do? Are you saying we should trade him away? Are we supposed to lower our expectations? Like, what's the game plan here? What do
Should,
you mean?
should, yeah, should we be starting Kyle Pitts, who gets 19 yards and one touchdown, over Tyreek Hill, who gets 180 yards with no touchdown?
Uh, also, Connor, I want you to relive the pain and explain to the people what happened on Thursday night on Amazon.
Screw, screw prime football. I hate it.
I,
The most boring crap to watch. Did you guys see like what the announcers or the commentators were saying at like
yes,
halftime? They were like, "Oh, I hope there's some touchdowns coming up."
they, I saw the clip on YouTube. They said next. Do you see what they said? They said next week's game. I got a feeling. I promise you guys, we're gonna see some points on the board. Well, I
Yeah,
promise you. And the name of
I
the video they uploaded was like the announcers are literally begging you to watch Thursday night
yes,
football.
yeah, they were literally begging me to keep watching. It's like I think they're gonna turn it around in the second half, guys. They're gonna
Yeah.
score some touchdowns. Please stick around.
I'd love if they have a viewer count and they just watch it go plummet down. They're like, oh, we gotta hype them up.
I'm sure it's Jeff Bezos on the phone with these guys saying like you gotta keep these viewers with us.
Yeah.
Like
What
honestly, like just start fixing the games so that teams start scoring points on Thursday Night Football. I'm okay if they fix the games for that.
Oh, they're not selling Prime memberships at the moment. Uh, what happened, Connor? I saw the last play, and it was rough, man.
They always
Yeah,
give you hope, right?
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I hate the most. Um, I mean, I saw some good things out there with Fields. Big plays with the huge touchdown to Dante Pettis. Incredible pass. Um, and then the huge run to get them down to the goal line at the end of the game. Um, and I feel like the play after the second to last play probably should have been pass interference, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's just always it's the same thing. Like receivers, or you can't really can't trust the O line, and like yeah, it just feels like Justin Fields doesn't trust his offense at all, and leads to just pretty poor offense. We were moving the ball down the field actually pretty well that game, but when we got to the red zone, just just couldn't get in. I
Yeah.
believe we had 3 opportunities in the red zone and came away with nothing. So it's kind of rough, but
And of course, it's like those games where you're still in it. Like they are still giving you hope just because it was such a low scoring game that it's
yeah.
just always in reach, that it just does hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't get in? Like what was that last play where they were gonna score but they didn't? Like who was that? I forget.
That was Darnell Mooney.
Was it Mooney?
Um, yeah, it would have been a touchdown if he caught it cleanly, but he
He
bobbled it,
bobbled it. Yeah, yeah,
caught
yeah,
it
yeah.
towards the ground, and he was already outside of the end zone. So
That was like the most brutal play I've ever seen. Like if I just cannot imagine witnessing that as a fan and just like I feel like I'd just be so upset. It's just so you're just right there, like you were
yeah,
centimeters away,
we had
centimeters.
four opportunities at it. Justin
It's
Fields
true.
also had a missed pass earlier in the game in the red zone. Um, I mean, I guess like I watched some uh, former QBs like on YouTube talk about the games, like Trent Dilfer. He'll talk about the
Okay.
Bears and Justin Fields how he played, and he was saying that the tight end didn't open up correctly, um, so it was kind of hard to judge how fast he was going for Justin Fields to lob that into him, but
I
still
saw
doesn't look
that
good.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that play. I see what people are saying about tight end not doing his route correctly or whatever, but
Hmm.
he was wide open and
Yeah, I
got
mean,
overthrown. I don't know. That was bad.
yeah, the thing that you hate to see is that there's literally no one else there. So if he just threw it high up, you know, would have gotten there.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yep. I
But the Commanders with Brian Robinson, 17 carries, 60 yards, a touchdown.
He's just
re-
a guy.
rest in
He's
peace,
Yeah,
Gibson. Like they
yeah,
just tossed
no.
him to the curb.
There were rumblings of that, and I kind of like didn't believe it. Like I don't remember if we talked about Brian Robinson on a previous podcast. We might have brought him up. I don't remember, but I kind of like we might have said like, oh, maybe pick him up, but I wasn't like crazy about it. It was like, oh, Antonio Gibson's played like okay. Just I didn't expect this, I guess, even though
yeah,
maybe I should.
yeah. Sometimes like, I mean, I kind of bought the hype. Um, I have him in 2 leagues. Um, but I mean, there's lots of times where they hype someone up and then it doesn't come to
Yeah, yeah,
fruition. Like it's like okay, this was just all talk.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, like I'm still not liking the idea of this backfield. I think I think it's still going to be a little confusing what's going to be happening here.
yeah. They're gonna be without Wentz for like 4 to 6 weeks. Also, I think I
Yeah.
broke my finger or whatever it was. Um,
Taylor Heineke might be better. I don't know.
and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Carson's such a roller coaster. Like he started off, he looked great. Now last week's trending down. I don't know. It's weird. Like Curtis Samuel, I think had like two like not great games the last 2 weeks. So it's like, do you trust him now? Do we not trust him anymore? It seemed like he had such a high floor, and now it's like, I don't know. I feel like
Yes.
you were kind of always off on him though, Matt. Like, didn't you always say like the Commanders cannot sustain 3 receivers?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this last game was his really only bad game PPR wise.
Yeah. He had two concerning drops, like just really bad drops in this game, and I mean, seems like the Commanders' offense is just coming back to earth after
Yeah.
2 great weeks. But I don't know.
We can see what happens there. I don't know. I think Dotson's maybe coming back, maybe not.
I don't know. A player that I'd like to jump to is my boy Alan Lazard.
Killing it. Killing it.
Yeah, I think it's becoming clear for me.
Yeah. Touchdown like every week.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's definitely the most trusted wide receiver in the red zone, and he's getting deep looks, and he's coming down with some pretty tough catches.
Yeah.
Um, I I definitely think he has Rodgers' trust, which is a difficult thing to earn and a very valuable fantasy asset to have.
Yeah. Romeo Dobbs has definitely come back to earth the last 2 weeks at least. Not saying he's
Yeah,
not a player, just probably
yeah,
not where people were what people were expecting of him.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think Dobbs has insane talent. I think he could be a really special player, and I would still hold him, but I would not trust starting him in your lineup. I would trust Alan Lazard though, because he gets consistent, valuable targets.
What do you think about Tanyan? He had a big game this week.
I mean, he tight end options are slim. I mean, I wouldn't expect this kind of game from him every week, but
Yeah.
could be worth a pickup depending on who you have at tight end.
Tanyan's so weird to me. Just because I had like, how do you score? How do you have a season where you score 11 touchdowns and then just kind of get nothing?
Well, he tore his ACL or tore something
Yeah. I
that
mean,
took him a
even like
while
that,
to come back from.
I really thought they were going to utilize him more than what they have. Maybe like in the
But
red zone, right?
this offense still hasn't figured out what the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
Like there's I think I saw a quote from Aaron Rodgers saying that we need to make our offense simple again. And then there was a quote from Matt LaFleur, our head coach, saying, "I don't know what that means."
Oh my God.
It's
Well,
like, okay, great, we're on the same page then.
yeah. Yeah, that's
So
not changing.
this offense, after losing to the Jets, we have some soul searching to do.
Yeah.
We I the the picture isn't clear yet on what this offense is going to look like. So Tunyon could become more reliable part of it, could not. Aaron Jones, I really expect him to be more involved in this offense. I don't know why they're not giving him the ball. I mean, he's their biggest playmaker, I think. Um, so, I mean, I'm still saying buy low on Aaron Jones. Uh, I don't know. I think the offense is going to be different in the future than what we've seen.
Don't they don't have a bye week for like a long time, right?
They might be a week 14.
Okay. I was gonna say
Week.
they don't even really have time to like stop and like kind of figure it out if they have like a week off, a bye week.
Um,
Keep going.
yeah, week 14. So not really.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out now.
My prediction was that if Packers lose to the Jets, this is Aaron's gonna retire after this year. So we'll see if that prediction holds true.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm I'm not crazy about having Rodgers as a fantasy QB. He's serviceable, but ceiling just isn't where
No,
it's that high. I don't think.
no. I said that at the beginning of the season where I don't think he'll have a crazy high ceiling, but he'll get you around 16 points consistently.
Yeah, and there is value in that.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Being a Packers fan, I don't press the panic button too early. We've
Right.
had a lot of slow starts where we tend to pick it up a lot towards the mid midpoint of the season, back end. So I still have faith,
Yeah.
but we're definitely not a top 10 team.
Brees Hall looks pretty good against you.
Yeah, most running backs do, but Brees Hall does look very good.
Yeah. We're just pounding the same drum every week.
We are.
Michael Pittman, Brees Hall. I don't know. Give me another name.
um, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Oh man, dude. Have we talked about the Eagles yet this week? We talked about the Eagles. I know we did, but man, did they look good though. They look good. They look really good.
Good first half team.
Oh, they look so good. You guys see the Batman memes and everything?
Yeah, you got the three Batmans.
Yeah, there's no Batmans. They're all Batman. So they all wore Batman t-shirts to the warm-ups this last week also.
Okay.
And
You
NFL
got
posted it, and they said skinny Batman, swole Batman, and fast Batman.
yeah.
But like this meme is sticking. It is absolutely stuck. There's people going to the Eagles games in like Batman gear and stuff. It's like crazy.
I like it. I like that's a thing now.
I like that
It's a
also.
new.
There's no
It's the
Robins. They're
new
all Batman.
underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got something special. We got something special this year. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Should we? I know it's kind of an awkward stopping point, but should we wrap it up soon?
Yeah, we should probably. We didn't talk about our hot takes. I didn't write them down. Do we remember what they were?
I. Oh man, do I not remember?
We might have to do a double. We have to do double hot takes next week. I forget what my pick was.
I don't.
Oh, I think I said Steelers over Bills. I might have said Steelers over Bills for the
Bucks.
shock and awe.
Or you mean Buccaneers?
Oh my God, yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, no, wait. I'm sorry. I clicked week 5. That was my pick.
I might have said Falcons over 49ers, but I honestly don't remember. We're definitely gonna have to check on that.
We don't even remember.
I think I definitely did Jets over Packers.
You did do Jets over Packers. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I cannot remember my pick at all. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Oh
I feel
my
like it
goodness.
was Steelers
Oh.
Bucks.
I said Panthers over Rams. That's what I said. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I said
Yeah,
Panthers
you
over
did.
Rams
You did.
because
yeah.
because I said the Rams are on a downward spiral. So
Mhm.
I was wrong.
And I didn't do any of those games, and I felt like
Did you say Cowboys over Eagles? Or is that
did I go against the Eagles 2 weeks in a row? I didn't think I did that.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Did you do Broncos over Chargers?
It could have. I could have. Yeah, it might have been that actually.
I don't know.
Either that one or the Falcons over 49ers.
Okay. Well, you might have been right.
Yeah, maybe. I'll check to see what I said, and then don't worry. I'll pay my dues with the hot sauce.
I was gonna say no spicy meatball punishment this episode. Regardless, we're good.
Yeah.
We'll have to make some meatballs for next
Yeah.
episode.
We also need a tally for how many we got right and wrong. See who wins
Yeah,
by
we
the end of the season.
We should go back to these episodes and we'll tally it up. Our last podcast episode for the year should be like a spicy meatball punishment. We get like a nice platter, we're all eating meatballs,
I like
we're
that.
drinking hot sauce.
Oh, jeez.
All right, well, you want to make picks before we end it for next week that we're gonna forget?
Yeah, real quick. We'll do real quick picks.
Quick picks that we will forget.
I'm going to say, believe it or not, Broncos over Jets, which sounds weird, but
Yeah.
I think Jets are a pretty good team, and I think the Broncos kind of trash right now.
I think
But
the Broncos have a decent defense.
yeah, they do. Offense looks kind of out of whack, but I'm gonna say Broncos over Jets.
How the Bears, Connor? The Bears get another primetime game. They're playing Monday.
How does this happen? How does this happen?
ESPN and Prime Video are fighting for the Bears' rights.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. That's why I keep watching.
I feel bad. Connor, one of these years, the Bears are just gonna go on a tear. They're gonna destroy everyone, and all this is gonna be worth it. It goes around, comes around. It all is a cycle.
Yeah.
I'm going Lions.
Did in 2018, but that didn't end up too well.
Yep.
Yeah. We won't touch that one. I'm going Lions over Cowboys. Lions are the best 1-4 team.
I agree with that.
They just put up points. Except for last week.
Oh yeah, they got shut out.
They got shut out.
The Patriots. But
yeah.
It's the Patriots. I mean, that'll happen.
Yeah. They're gonna put these Cowboys in their place.
I think I'm gonna go. I don't even believe this, but Texans over Raiders.
Okay. It could happen. I could see it.
It's possible.
The Raiders are dysfunctional.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe Dameon Pierce will just run all over him. I like those picks. I like that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
All right.
Good deal.
This was a kind of all over the place kind of episode, but
hey,
all right.
Sometimes that happens at the lake, right?
Yeah.
At the lake, anything can happen. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't know how you Packers fans wear these cheese heads for a whole game because my neck hurts and I have a headache now.
You have to build.
Heavy.
You have to build up the neck muscles, man.
I guess. Man. I feel like I just had a neck workout. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us this week. Hopefully you guys are having a good season because of our advice. If you're having a bad season because of our advice, we don't want to hear it.
We disclose. We don't have the answer.
We do not, but neither do the experts.
Right. This is the lake. It happens.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the next week. Or geez,
I will say
I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm.
Oh my God, you're starving at the lake, dude.
I'm starving at the lake. I'm starting to see hallucinations. I can't even think straight. I do honestly. What were you saying, Kyle?
I was just gonna say that. I think we genuinely lead people in the right direction. I think we do. We have some pretty good takes, honestly. That's mine.
I think we do more good than bad.
Yeah.
It's all about intentions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we always have the best of intentions.
Absolutely.
Unless you're listening to our hot tamale takes, then I
yeah, no, just tune that part out, maybe.
Yeah, that's more for the entertainment aspect.
Yeah, entertainment. Yeah. All right, go get some food, dude.
Yeah, I will. I will. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Best of luck. this week, everybody. Whoa.